Hello and welcome to Deep Dive Film School. I'm Adam Sherlock.
And I'm Adam Pulcher.
And if you like what you see/hear, please like and subscribe. You can find us in all the spaces and places that people what?
Find good media. That's right. Our most popular platforms are Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. So please join us there if you like what you see.
And Merry Christmas, everybody.
That's right.
It's our Merry Christmas little episode.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the holidays, and I think we've decided to do one of the greatest Christmas movies ever, at least to me, as a young 11-year-old who got to see this in the theaters.
Your prime age for this.
Oh, perfect, right? In Kevin's wheelhouse age, for sure. I as a kid, this seriously was the greatest movie ever.
See, this is really interesting. It's very rare, actually, that you and I have a movie that sits so directly on the cusp where, for me, I was a little too old.
Oh, interesting.
Right? And so I was kind of like,
Really?
I mean, I thought it was funny. I thought it was really funny, but I didn't identify with Kevin McAllister at all.
Oh, for sure. I totally did. Like, we all wanted to be Kevin. Not only just that you want to be alone and be able to do whatever you want, but it's also like you want to be smart enough to get these bad guys.
Yeah.
And so... And now these are pretty stupid bad guys.
They're they're definitely not like, there's no point where you're like, if Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern get Kevin McAllister, they're going to kill him. Like, there's not a concern about that when you're watching the movie.
I mean, half the fun is that they're stupider than the kid.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, they want to be the wet bandits. They're gonna,
for sure.
Yeah,
and it's hilarious, and but I walked out of the theater as an 11-year-old, being this is going to win all the Oscars and all of these things, just because it just hit home so far, and honestly, still is pretty damn funny. And 35-year-old movie. I think it's still a classic. One of my top 3 Christmas movies.
It's a really great one.
And the last thing I'll say is kids these days still love and relate to it.
It's true. And I now am thinking, and I didn't even think about this when I was watching this to prepare, but I'm like, I bet if you could go back to the local news in 1990 when this movie came out, I bet there were lots of like personal interest stories that happen about kids imitating stuff from Home Alone and like getting hurt, but not badly hurt, but like, right. And they're like, this is, parents look out, it's one thing to be aware of is
don't tar your stairs.
Yeah. Don't let your kids, swing full cans of paint at each other's heads. I wouldn't be surprised that there was probably some stuff like that. There's copycat, like,
it's like a serial killer, but for a kid.
We'll just like trying this at home. I think it's worth mentioning, and I think about this all the time with this movie, that literally while getting ready for vacation, John Hughes was like making a list of everything he needed to take, and he was like, I have my kids, and then he was like, I wonder what, and then he wrote like an 8-page outline.
Written by John Hughes, directed by Chris Columbus.
And was like, this is a fluke. This isn't like, maybe this will take my family on a vacation, right? This is a little in-between script.
Yeah.
It's a nothing. And instead, it's like the biggest movie he ever made. It's like the biggest movie that Chris Columbus ever made. It's like,
by
it
far,
just is.
And he made Harry Potter movies.
Yeah. This thing, in like the Goonies and shit, right? Or no, that was Richard Donner. But like just this cash cow, like, over and over, where it's like, we're still talking about it. You make a good Christmas movie,
the rewatchability on that goes up every year, right? Obviously around this time, which is why we do it. I don't think we have to go through the whole history and the plot of this movie. I think it's old enough. We've all seen it. If you're watching this, I'm sure you've seen it.
I guess the only reason it is, and I guess the only reason why I'm belaboring the point is because I'm like, on paper, this shouldn't be this popular or charming or work.
I don't think
well.
any of the actors thought it was going to be good either.
No.
There's like John Hurd specifically talked about how shitty he thought this movie was going to turn out.
Right.
And I can't imagine just Joe Pesci being in this movie at all. It's just hilarious.
Well, apparently in his contract, he didn't have to try out for the role.
Well,
he was like, if you're picking me, I just
you know what I did. Well, and I think De Niro was actually supposed to have this role first.
Yeah, he turned it down.
And he turned it down and gave it to Pesci instead, who still fits the bill a little bit. And he's kind of was in his. He's still a gangster, but he's still like My Cousin Vinny, The Super. Do you remember The Super?
I loved The Super.
Me too. I loved it. Watched it all the time.
Yep.
But that was him just being funny, right?
Yep. And like, what was the other one?
Kind of out there.
Other
so
People's
this was kind
Money.
of in that era.
Was
yeah.
one at the same time. Yeah, and he was
He's
kind of
in that era.
He was trying different stuff, right?
He didn't want to just be the gangster from New York.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
So
and he's so great here, and everybody isn't always. Yeah. Daniel Stern's always amazing,
so underrated. So underrated.
So this is, we've seen a long build up of Kevin building,
drawing some master plans.
Yeah, and like just these Rube Goldberg-esque, like he's got the string and he's tying it around stuff,
wetting the stairs, and the paint cans, the ornaments you see him putting down, doing the glue on the plastic wrap. Like and this is just kind of the Easter eggs that you're getting to see this until we get to this final kind of funhouse prank. What are these pranks? I don't even know. Like,
I mean, they're things
self-defense
that would kill lesser men is what they are. I was making a list of like how many of these things would kill a person.
For sure.
There's a handful.
There is. I listed all of the things that happen to each guy.
Same. Yes.
It's pretty even. I hadn't really done that before, but I thought it'd be kind of a fun experiment to see what exactly happens to Harv and what exactly Marv and Harry. And they each kind of close, depending on what you consider any kind of abuse.
Okay, so I'm interested in this actually, because now that you're saying that, I was thinking.
What's your guess? Who would have more?
I think that. Oh, I don't know, because Marv definitely. No, I think it's Marv. I think it's Marv.
Yeah, you're right. It's him, and it's by a very slim margin.
Do you want to go down the list?
I mean, I guess I can. Okay.
Tell us what's going on.
Harry, BB shotgun to the balls.
Yes.
His screech, hilarious.
Yes.
He slips on the ice, probably dislodging his back.
Oh, yeah.
To some degree. He does it twice, actually. So I guess if you count that, it's maybe a little more even.
Double hit, yeah.
He burns his hand on the doorknob.
Yeah.
Classic. Then he goes in the back, gets the flamethrower to the noggin. Also painful.
Yes.
Glue to the face and feathered.
Yes.
And then slips and falls on race cars. Some of this happens to both of them.
Yes.
So we'll go through that too.
Yeah, it's a little even
Paint can to the face, knocks out his gold tooth.
Oh, that's right.
Trips over the wire and then gets hit in the crowbar with the chest. Probably the most painful.
That's probably, yeah.
With the sound design in some of this scene is outstanding.
The sound effects are amazing.
And then the last thing, falls from the cut rope and slams into the brick wall. Oh, so that's just Harry.
Right.
Now
Marv.
Marv gets shotgun to the forehead, not the balls. Slips down the stairs on the ice, and then a crowbar falls on his forehead.
Yes.
Still kind of funny, but it's like this weird magic moment where it's like hanging on the thread of the door.
And then it falls, and you're like, oh, double whammy. That's
great. And then hot iron to the face.
Yes.
Tar up the stairs and a nail. The scream might be the worst thing.
It really is.
That one's painful to watch. It's still to this day. Still funny as hell.
Because you just see him sink down just far enough that you're like,
yeah.
Especially now there's tar in the wound. Don't forget that, right?
Exactly.
Because your foot's covered in tar.
And we don't get to even see him go back down the stairs. Then he slips and falls again outside once he gets back out of the door.
That's a fantastic little payoff. We'll go more in depth with these in a second.
Of course. Ornaments to his already mangled feet.
Yes.
Pain. That one's painful because you're stepping on glass there, right?
And they're covered in tar.
Yes.
And snow.
Yes. Slips and falls on the race cars again, along with Joe Pesci. They do it at the same time. Paint can to the face. He's the first one to get it. Mm-hmm. Tarantula to the face. Not necessarily abusive, but
terrifying.
And I have a really funny story about that scream when we get to that a little bit.
Okay.
And then he gets hit back with the crowbar after he hits Joe Pesci in the chest.
That's right.
And lastly, again, falling from the cut rope and slamming into the brick wall, which is where our scene ends.
I think...
So that's like 20, 25 different, like...
That is worse, although I would say in thinking about it, as gross as the foot on the nail is.
You'd rather do that than get your head burned off?
Yes. It's the grabbing a hold of the doorknob.
Oh, that's pain.
And he gets the Raiders of the Lost Ark, emblem on his hand. And then the burning of the head where it melts his beanie to it.
Yeah.
That's grosser. Like I That I can't handle.
You would take Harry over Marv then.
I think I would.
Yeah. That's
I would.
What would you do? People leave it in the comments.
Yes, please let us know. Every time these guys fall on the ice, though, my spine hurt.
No doubt, especially at their age.
And you make such a great point. Yeah, it's totally. Yeah, how old are you? Well, I'm more at the age where I'm identifying with the burglars in Home Alone than I am the boy. That's how old I am.
You're definitely more Joe Pesci, and I'm definitely more Daniel
Stern. Yeah, see, so we could do a remake. I don't know who would play I don't know who would play the Macaulay Culkin. Maybe one of our dogs could play that.
Sure.
But it really, you're so right about the sound design. It adds so much, as well as the score. The score, I think, is part of what, because I was kind of like, in watching this, I was like, obviously the movie has set all this up to be funny, and the villains,
it's totally over the top. Right?
The villains are definitely not an actual like threat, and Kevin's character is in no way scared of them either, which is a really lovely, like, in fact, he's sadistic, which kind of makes it even funnier, is that he's like, yes.
It's why he's so good in the role.
Right, exactly.
And he doesn't really have a lot of lines here either. He just kind of, he's at the top of the stairs. Are you ready for more?
Yeah. Thirsty for more.
Cheesy over the top it is, but as an 11-year-old, this is exactly what you want in a movie.
Exactly. And it's probably why the people who are making it were like, this is going to suck. Like, this is going direct to video. But having not understood what they had tapped into. But I think that the music also helps give it this. And it's funny. I remember back when we reviewed for our Nick Cage festival, we reviewed Raising Arizona, and we were talking about how so much of the movie is like this living, breathing cartoon, where he's basically Bugs Bunny.
Yep.
And I remember we talked about like what other movies are like that, and there wasn't anything off the top of their head. This is definitely one of them.
I agree. Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, it's like a cartoon. It's like an iron to the face would kill you. An iron to the face coming from a laundry chute. I mean, what is that? That's got to be like 14 feet.
Yeah,
14. Like,
the way it's shot, though,
kill you.
Something I learned about this is that practical effects are almost always better.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like something like this here. Even if you're using stunt guys getting smacked in the face, I think even Macaulay Culkin had like his stunt guy was just a small person.
Yeah.
Or I think something like that. But like his Daniel Stern screaming after he gets hit, he's like, I'm gonna kill that kid.
Yeah,
it's like amazing. It's so just like amazing, like at the top of his lungs, and you feel it. You're like, I would want to kill him too.
He's really mad. Yeah, it's really incredible.
He's only a kid, Harry. We can take him. Like the writing here is fantastic. It is all set up, and the exposition is there, and it's fun.
I think that the line I forgot existed. Because most of this, I was like beat by beat. I knew the whole thing.
Same, yeah.
When they go up into the upstairs, and they look out the window, because now he's over in the treehouse, and Daniel Stern says, I forgot this line. He goes, maybe he committed suicide. It's so funny to me. Because
it's like the second story.
Even Joe Pesci looks at him like, you're even dumber than I thought. Maybe, like, after he did all that, maybe the child jumped out the window and killed himself. Is so funny. After all that, I did not remember that line, and it was so damn funny to me.
Daniel Stern seriously is kind of the star of the show here.
Yeah.
Obviously, Macaulay Culkin is the star, and he, all throughout, and his parents leaving him all behind and all that stuff. And I actually was worried because I do watch this almost every year, every Christmas season. And I was wondering, are we going to cut away to the family in Paris or something, and them trying to get home? In the middle
of it,
and that we stay with the house the whole time,
which is so good because I'm
so glad we do. Yeah, you don't want to kill that momentum at all. The story I was going to tell about the tarantula on the face.
Yes, please.
Daniel Stern would only allow them to do one take. You're like, it's one take. But the spider trainer was like, you can't scream, so you have to. You can't scream or you'll startle him. He could attack you.
Jesus.
And so his take is the one they use in the movie, and it's he's not actually screaming there. It's a silent scream. I never knew this.
Really?
I looked that up. And but that's the best scream in the whole scene,
It's
right?
amazing.
It's like, and maybe that's why it's so good is because it's done in post or something, but it's like a little girl scream.
It's the funniest part of the entire sequence.
Just him getting on the tarantula, his reaction, which is probably genuine.
Yeah, just of unadulterated terror.
Sorry, man, you get one take.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
so he just is... That is, I had no
Brilliant,
idea.
right?
It's so good because it is this high-pitched womanish scream. It's so falsetto and it is so funny.
But it makes it 1,000 times funnier because
That's amazing.
This tough guy robber,
just well, and then it goes and then it lands on Marv.
Yeah,
and or sorry, it lands on Harry.
Yeah,
and he gets up. And it's when he wakes up, he's like, "Marv, what are you doing, man? What are you doing, Marv? What are you?" He's like, "Hold still." It's
just the crowbar.
Yeah, it's just an incredible like back and forth between the two of them.
Really a brilliant scene. Like it is a Rube Goldberg of all of this. The fun house,
the payoff.
They even call it a fun house, right?
Yeah. So, he wants us to go back down to
which
the
it all pays off. Obviously they do this kind of basically the same thing again in the second movie,
right.
Which I don't think is nearly as good. Some people think it's better. I'm not a part of that crowd.
I mean, Macaulay Culkin says the second one's better because he got paid more money. So
I get why he thinks it's better.
It's like I made a lot more money on the second one than the first one.
Oh, I'm sure he did. Yeah.
I would say there's a couple of great, one reference I think, that's existed since this movie that was inadvertent and made for what is otherwise a really tense scene that I could not stop thinking about it, which is the nail on the stairs in A Quiet Place. I was like, you guys pulled a Home Alone. Why did you do that? Like, I thought for sure that the nail on the stairs would be used for something else. I'm like, no, it's the exact same thing.
You're right.
Emily Blunt pulled a full-blown Daniel Stern. Like, I mean, it hurts. It's a bad thing to step on a nail, but I just thought that was silly. But the second one, which is actually totally intentional, is the Halloween, the Christmas scary movie, Better Watch Out. Somebody in it sadistically wants to see what would actually happen if you dropped the paint can over the top of the banister, and to very gory effect.
I'm sure, yeah.
But it's interesting because he's like, I've always wanted to see this, like, yeah. And so they actually do that in Better Watch Out, which is actually a really fun Christmas horror movie if you're interested in that kind of thing.
One thing that I'm surprised, like. He's at the beginning of the scene. He's sitting there praying to his microwave mac and cheese.
Yeah. And for the people who discounted it to him.
And the bells ring, right? Like it's go time. Like this is the start of the race.
Yeah.
And but like not even a bite, Kevin. You're gonna be famished by the end of this.
I know. I was like, he blows out the candles and he's ready to start.
Kids are resilient, I guess.
Yeah, they really are. Now towards the end, I will say, even though our villains are very playful and do not seem like a real threat, whether was in the script or it was ad-lib, Joe Pesci does say that he's going to barbecue his cojones. And I'm like, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, for after all that. I think he deserves one shot.
Right, but I'm also like, you're gonna cook up a child's... I mean, okay, whatever. Yeah, it's a little dark.
Yeah, I don't think it's a real threat.
Not in a movie like this.
No, definitely not. But
yeah, which of these things do you think would actually kill somebody? Definitely the iron.
The hand getting burned is one of the top worst ones for me because he's scarred. He even has it in the second movie.
That's right. When he puts his hand into the snow and steam
what
runs
a great
up.
shot.
I mean, yeah, that would probably...
But that's not going to kill you, though.
I mean, it might eventually if you don't get medical attention.
The iron to the head could kill you pretty quick, I would think.
100%. Definitely the
flamethrower.
Flamethrower could kill you, or again, put you into shock. I think that the cans would kill you if they were full, or even half full. I think even if one was half full, if you lobbed it over a banister and around down the stairs... That would fucking
hit in the chest with the crowbar. That may not kill you, but damn, that would hurt.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I guess that's it. The nail's not going to kill you. It's just painful, especially on something as sensitive as your feet. But
yeah, Vaseline and the feathers, like, or
yeah,
the glue and the feathers,
that's
like
nothing. Yeah.
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 It's really the paint. It's the paint cans, the iron.
Even slipping on the race cars, or
I mean, it's not going to be good. Again, if
those
one
guys
of those
go up,
if one of those things happened to me and you, now being the age that
we'd be
the
doing
wet
this
bandits,
from a hospital bed.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be okay for a year.
Both those guys have to be older than us, but I don't
Yeah.
know. Old in the 90s was, we're 45, 40,
Yeah.
we're 48.
Yeah,
So,
old in the 90s. It's a different
funny.
time.
All right. Well,
fantastic scene.
Yeah, it really is classic. I'm surprised it's taken us this long to actually get to it. So
Totally.
there are so many classic scenes in this movie. It truly is one of the better Christmas movies out there. At least I have attachment to it. Hopefully you do too if you're watching this. If you are watching this and you like what you see, please like and subscribe. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Next week, we're going to continue our Chamber Piece Festival with 1948 Hitchcock movie Rope. Very excited to talk about that one.
Yeah.
So join us then. And thanks for watching.
Bye, you guys.